the gears, let's gather round. An adventure is always waiting. This storytelling news for us, and we always know what's happening. We act, we play, we dance, we sing from 9 to 10 on Saturday morning. Youth on the go. Whoa. Let's start the show. Youth on the go. Whoa. Let's start the show. Whoa. Let's go.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to this edition of Youth on the Go here on Von Radio. I am Zahnela Claxton from the Ministry of Education et al., and it is indeed a pleasure, as per usual, to welcome all of you here to this edition of Youth on the Go. Of course, as many of you know, it's been a rainy and pretty stormy past few days here on Nevis. In fact, yesterday we had to cancel the school day. We had to waive sessions for the day because we experienced some thunder, lightning. We all know that, especially when it comes to lightning, it's dangerous when you have those types of storms and children in the school spaces. We want to thank the Disaster Management Department for the continued updates. We also want to thank our general community for your understanding and cooperation when these types of matters arise. They are beyond our control, and we try our best as far as possible to keep students in school, to keep the sessions open, and to allow for students to be within the school space. And when there are extenuating circumstances, we also have to make the decision to allow for the waiver of sessions. I also want to, this point, and of course, because we didn't have sessions yesterday, we also had to postpone or reschedule the football games that were scheduled for yesterday, and those will have their own a brand new date, which will be communicated shortly. So this is the second round of matches that had to be postponed, but we will keep all of the persons who have been supporting the students posted so that you would be aware of what is happening and what can be expected. As we speak about football, though, we know that the football space has been a very exciting space. Persons have been going on out to support the teams and looking forward to the schools as they are updated. We want to continue to say thank you to the coaches. We want to continue to say thank you to all of the supporting members, and of course say thank you to the students who have also been working really hard to make sure that they are able to compete at their best possible ability, to the best of their ability, and also to represent their schools with distinction. They have been doing an amazing job, and they have demonstrated a level of resilience like no other. So kudos to the schools, to the students, to the student athletes, to the supporters. And of course, I almost forgot, some of the biggest supporters are the parents and the members of our general community. Well, the last set of matches which were held were actually held on Tuesday. And around the island, I'm hearing talk that Tuesdays, the name for Tuesday is actually Upset Tuesday, and it's because there were so many quote unquote upsets, meaning that things and unanticipated outcomes. But in this field, we say we support our children, and we expect them and we encourage them to be their best, to do their best. And so on Tuesday, we saw some of the teams which have not secured as many wins. They were able to be triumphant over some of the teams who were able to secure more wins than they did up to the point of the competition. So on Tuesday, we saw Joycean Liebert versus Nevis Academy, and on field 1 and on field 2, we had VOJN versus Ivor Walters Primary, and then the next round, we saw Charlestown Primary versus Maud Cross Prep on field 1, and St. James Primary versus Montessori Academy on field 2. And then at the end of the day, we saw EPPS versus St. Thomas's Primary and they played on field 2. As I said, we had some big wins on that day. One of the big wins was that Montessori scored their first goal of the tournament, and so we want to say kudos to them. Job well done. We celebrate all of the wins, and the wins are big wins. So kudos to Montessori Academy for that big win and for scoring your first goal for the tournament. And that goal was scored by one Zahnela Claxton. We also want to applaud all of the teams who gave up their best. We saw, as I said, Joycelyn Liebert versus Nevis Academy, and that game was a 0-0 game, so it was drawn. We saw VOJN versus Ivor Walters Primary, and my apologies, because I want to make sure that when I call the games, as far as possible, that I also highlight who the player of the game for that game was. And so the player of the game for the Nevis Academy, Joycelyn Liebert, that was a drawn game, and the player of the game was James Powell. We also saw VOJN versus Ivor Walters Primary, and that was a 3-2 in favor of VOJN. We saw the three goals scored by Bentley Stewart, Dejano Mills, and Elvorn Herbert of the VOJN Primary School. And Ivor Walters, we saw Caden Williams and Dakrell Marshall of the Ivor Walters Primary School. So, of course, the Violet O. Jeffers Nichols Primary School won that match, and the player of the game was Elvorn Herbert. So kudos to all players, but special congratulations to VOJN and to Elvorn for walking away with the player of the game award. We also saw CPS versus Mott Cross Prep 4-0 in favor of Charlestown Primary, and we saw Josiah Meade scoring 1 goal, Nikedra Newton 1 goal, and Aiden Walters 2 goals. And then the player of the game for that game was Aiden Walters. And I remember some years ago when Aiden was in grade 2, he was awarded the up and coming young player award when he was in grade 2, and I see that he is really executing and living up to that award. So great job on that one, Aiden. St. Thomas's Primary versus Montessori Academy. We saw Sheshawn Thomas 1 goal, Keza Park 1 goal, and as I said, for Montessori, Zahnela Claxton 1 goal. And so that game was won by St. James Primary, and the player of the game was Sheshawn Thomas. So congratulations to Sheshawn on that goal and that award, the award of player of the game. And then we saw EPPS versus St. Thomas's Primary, and in that game, EPPS versus St. Thomas's Primary, we saw EPPS scoring 2 goals, Ajani Sadler and Decoy Liebert, and St. Thomas's 1 goal that was scored by Tazil Cozier. And we say congratulations to both teams, but special congratulations to EPPS. And EPPS, the player of the game for that game was Ajani Sadler. So congratulations to Ajani for being selected as the player of the game. And so those were the games which were played on Tuesday, and they have definitely impacted the scoreboard for this round. And so now we're seeing Joycelyn Liebert Primary at the top of the table with 11 points. Charlestown Primary, 10 points in second place. Third place, EPPS, 10 points. Third place also VOJN, 10 points. We are seeing fourth place, St. Thomas's Primary, 9 points. Fifth place, Nevis Academy, 8 points. Sixth place, Ivor Walters Primary, 7 points. 7th place, Mount Cross Prep, 3 points. 8th place, Montessori Academy, 3 points. And St. James Primary in 9th place. St. James Primary in 9th place. And so we will continue to provide, I think I might have mixed that up, so let me fix it. 8th place, St. James Primary, and 9th place, Montessori Academy. So I've fixed that one, my apologies. And so we also have the leading goal scorers. We have at the top of that table Jamari Kelly of the Joycelyn Library Primary, 8 goals. Right behind him, we have Ajani Sadler of the Elizabeth Pemberton Primary, 6 goals. We have Ezekiel Dickinson of the St. Thomas's Primary, 4 goals. We have Xander Nisbet of VOJN, 4 goals. Caden Williams, Ivor Walters Primary, 3 goals. We have Tazil Kozia, St. Thomas's Primary, 3 goals. Decoy Liebert, EPPS, 3 goals. And Seshawn Thomas, St. James Primary, 3 goals. We have Josiah Mead, Charleston Primary, 3 goals. And we have Dakari Marshall, Ivor Walters Primary, 3 goals. And also with 3 goals, we have Bentley Stewart. We say congratulations to all of the players. Teams, you're doing an excellent job. Right back.
From Queen City, Nevis, this is the powerhouse of the Eastern Caribbean, Vaughn Radio.
It's time, come on, rise and shine. You know, I know we're gonna have a great time. And now we're past it quickly, you don't wanna miss it. So turn up the radio, it's Youth on the Go. Youth on the Go. Oh, let's start the show. Oh, Youth on the Go. Oh, let's start the show. Let's go. I will learn new things. I will be creative. Grab your games, let's gather around. An adventure is always waiting. This storytelling news for us, and we always know what's happening. We act, we play, we dance, we sing from 9 to 10 on Saturday morning. Youth on the Go. Oh, let's start the show. Youth on the Go. Oh, let's start the show. Let's go.
All right, welcome back to this edition of Youth on the Go here on Vaughn Radio. I am Zahnela Claxton from the Ministry of Education at TAL, and it is always a pleasure to be here with you on a Saturday morning from beautiful Queen City, Nevis. It is also always a pleasure to share any information, updates, activities, anything that we have going on within the Ministry of Education at TAL, or anything that would affect or positively impact our young people. We're always ready to share. Just before the break, we were bringing you some updates as it relates to the football tournament, the St. Kitts Nevis Anguilla National Bank Primary Schools football tournament, and that is being held currently. It's ongoing, and so I shared with you some of the updates as it relates to that. Just before the break, I also alluded to the fact that there is a match, or there are some matches coming up tomorrow, Sunday, and we encourage you to support the children in the afternoon. And so if you plan your day accordingly and you support as far as possible. So tomorrow we will see at 4 p.m. EPPS versus Nevis Academy, and also St. Thomas's Primary versus St. James Primary. We'll see Ivor Walters versus Mount Cross Prep, and we'll also see Charleston Primary versus Montessori Academy, and that's at 5 o'clock. And then at 6 o'clock, we'll see Violet O. Jeffers Nichols Primary, VOJN Primary versus Joycelyn Library Primary. So it's about to be another exciting day, and we know that the scoreboard changes with all of the wins and the games which are drawn, and even with the losses, and so the scoreboard changes with the various things that happen. As I said, encourage the students, be there and support as far as possible. Okay, outside of football, we know that the Charlestown Secondary School is still celebrating their 75th anniversary, and they have had some amazing activities. Just a few weeks ago, we know that the principal and some of the girls who are entering the Miss CSS pageant, were here with us, and they were able to share a bit about themselves and their journey, the road to the crown, to Miss CSS 2025, or should I say Miss CSS, as part of the 75th anniversary. And we want to encourage you, that show is happening not weeks from now, not days from now. It's actually happening this evening. So go on out, support the girls. Who would be the next Miss CSS? Would it be Miss Kejani Hill, sponsored by Paradise Sun? Would it be Miss Malikwa Peets, sponsored by ITZY? Would it be Miss Shanae Flynn, sponsored by Islander Water Sports? Or would it be Miss Kalia Powell, sponsored by Nelson Spring Water? I know that you all have your tickets, but just in case you don't, the early bird time has passed. So adults, $30, high schoolers, $20, and the children, $15 at the gate. This evening, go on out and support them. The show starts at 8 p.m., and that is at the NEDAX Cultural Complex. Tonight, NEDAX Cultural Complex, 8 p.m., join in the celebration as they share and they celebrate 75 years of achievement, growth, and inspiration. That's the Miss CSS pageant happening this evening. We also know that this upcoming week, we will have the midterm break, and the midterm break became part of the federal calendar, the federal education calendar, a little bit after COVID, and it has continued. And so schools in Nevis, in the federation actually, will be closed for the midterm break from October 24th to October 27th, 2025, and they will reopen on Tuesday, 28th October 2025. And so we look forward to parents. You are aware of that. We've shared with you consistently, even before school closed last school year, and we tried to share with you throughout. And we always use the opportunity at the ministry to celebrate our teachers, to give them a different experience. And so we will have the annual recess activity. It's been 4 years going now, so 4 years of excitement, entertainment, and relaxation for our teachers. Recess 4.0 will be held under the theme Grills, Thrills, and Scenic Chills. So we have an island tour and barbecue, and it's an appreciation event for our school staff. They have received the information, but during the World Teachers' Day celebrations, we generally just delay those celebrations, and we use the midterm break to acknowledge our teachers and to give them the opportunity to unwind and to relax. And that is an initiative which has been ongoing, as I said, for the past 4 years. In addition to the midterm break and the recess activities, we also are looking forward to some other activities happening during the next few weeks. We know in November starts coming our way. We always have our nursery rhyme time. Well, in the past, it's been the nursery rhyme week, and the department has decided to extend it to a nursery rhyme month in an attempt to make it more meaningful. They have decided to make the change, and so in week 1 we will be focused on Mary, Mary, quite contrary. Mary, 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 quite contrary. In week 2 we will look at Starlight, Star Bright. In week 3 we'll look at Teddy Bear, Teddy Bear. And in week 4, we will focus on London Bridge is falling down. So that is basically 4 action-packed, literacy-based opportunities for our students, for our teachers to be creative and to see how we can give the students the opportunity through interacting with nursery rhymes. We know that each time we spend a few moments talking a bit about the benefits of nursery rhymes, and there are so many benefits of nursery rhymes, probably too numerous to mention, especially for those children in the early years. They're introduced to new words, words that they might not have encountered as yet. And so that is important because vocabulary development is important. It helps children on their journey to understanding and using spoken language. It's also the foundation for later emerging reading skills. So we're trying to lay that foundation for the younger ones, and for the older ones, it's also an excellent literacy tool. The nursery rhymes also help children to recognize the sounds of words, right? As those who are in the preschool and going into the primary school, they'll begin to build an understanding of the different sounds that make up words and be able to spot similarities and differences. Nursery rhymes teach toddlers where words begin and end, toddlers and those in the infant department at primary school as well. Nursery rhymes also boost fine and gross motor skills. How does that happen? May you ask? Lots of times we have those action type nursery rhymes embedded, and it helps them to build some of those skills, developing coordination when they're still young. These are skills that they're going to need when they get older and throughout their lives. We've also learned that they are excellent for developing other life skills. They teach some basic mathematics concepts. That's something that I think is instrumental. They help out with everyday routines. They can be part of the transitions at home, bath time, and other transitions at home. Nursery rhymes also build emotional awareness. Did you know that nursery rhymes build awareness? And long before they know or they can tell us how they feel, nursery rhymes provide that level of support. And so that's something that we should consider. And nursery rhymes can build a stronger bond between you and your children, parents. That's something that you should take into consideration because it allows you to spend time with them, quality time with them, focused time with them, and that can never be traded. And so, with that said, we know it promises to be an exciting nursery rhyme week, and we want to encourage you to hop on board, and to reinforce the nursery rhymes right from your very own homes. You will not regret it because, as I said, there are so many skills that you can build within your child just by introducing your child to nursery rhymes. Nursery Rhyme Week has now been transformed to Nursery Rhyme Month. An exciting time ahead. An exciting time ahead. And so make sure, parents, that you get involved as far as possible with the nursery rhyme activities. Get on board, whatever your schools share with you, that you can be part of that process.
It's time, come on, rise and shine. You know, I know we're gonna have a great time. And now we're past it quickly, you don't wanna miss it. So turn up the radio, it's Youth on the Go. Youth on the Go. Oh, let's start the show. Youth on the Go. Oh, let's start the show. Let's go. I will learn new things. I will be creative. Grab your gears, let's gather around. An adventure is always waiting. This storytelling news for us, and we always know what's happening. We act, we play, we dance, we sing from 9 to 10 on Saturday morning. Youth on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Youth on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Let's go.
When VON vibrates, the whole Caribbean must shake.
860 AM, the Powerhouse.
Connecting the children of our EC region with good information and excellent mentoring. They started us early and making it easy to manage our money and make a real good living. They linking the children with excellent mentoring.
Hi there everyone, we are back and welcome to another ECCB's Children's Connection program. I am your host for today, Ajerne Hodge, and with me is our co-host, Akila Douglas. On our last program, we focused our attention on the role of money. Today, we will talk about the importance and benefits of education. Let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we will discuss this important topic. Stay tuned, we will be right back.
Connecting the children of our EC region with good information and excellent mentoring. They started us early and making it easy to manage our money and make a real good living. They linking the children with excellent mentoring.
Hi there, boys and girls. Welcome back to another ECCB Children's Connection program, a program produced and delivered by the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank. Akila, have you ever wondered what is education and why is it so important to today's society?
Education is important today because it builds important skills that help you understand the world and solve problems.
Exactly, like what Akila said, education is learning new things that help us grow smart, kind, and ready for life. Education begins at birth. As a baby, you learn by observing, hearing, and interacting with things around you. However, your formal education is what you get when you go to school. Read books, listen to your teacher, and practice new skills. It teaches us how to read, write, count, and ask questions, share, and be good friends. Education is like planting seeds in your mind that grow into big, strong trees of knowledge. One day, a farmer gave 2 children a seed each. The first child planted it, but didn't know how to take care of it. She forgot to water it, and the seed never grew. The second child remembered what he learned in school about plants, sunlight, soil, and water. He cared for it, and it soon grew into a tall tree full of fruit. The moral of this story is, education gives us the knowledge to grow strong and fruitful, just like a seed cared for in the right way. Now, Akila, can you imagine what kind of world or society we would be without education?
We would be full of chaos.
Yes, I believe so too. We will be full of chaos. There are many great benefits of education. To achieving education, not just for a person, but for families, communities, and even the world. How can education help a person like yourself in primary school? Let's see. Education teaches literacy, problem solving, and critical thinking. It gives you confidence and independence, because with knowledge, you feel more capable and can make better decisions. It gives you access to better career opportunities, because after you gain an education, this opens the door to jobs, higher income, and career growth. Akila, have you ever thought who you would like to become or what work you would like to do after you achieve your education and leave school?
I would like to become a teacher.
Wow, okay. Now let's talk about families. How can education help families? Education breaks the cycle. It helps families who are poor move toward financial stability. Educated parents are more likely to encourage and support their children's learning, and they become role models. Parents with education are more likely to understand nutrition, hygiene, and healthcare needs, which leads to better family health. Education also plays an important role in benefiting communities and society. A community, society, or country where the population is educated will result in more ideas, greater productivity, and entrepreneurship. Education reduces inequalities by giving everyone a fair chance to succeed. And access to education reduces the likelihood of crime by opening better life pathways. Now that we have looked at all these benefits of education, Akila, can you think of ways education can benefit our world?
It leads to peace, it helps us solve problems, and they promote innovation.
Thank you very much. Here are some other ways. Global progress. Education drives scientific, medical, and technological advancement. Look at all the technology that exists in our world today. Peace and understanding. It also promotes tolerance, cooperation, and respect among cultures. Education helps you learn about and understand the differences between societies. It provides sustainable development. Education is key to solving challenges like climate change, poverty, and inequality. Well, it's story time. Let's now listen to a short story about Amina and Kofi. Akila, would you like to read this story for our listening friends?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
The Little Lantern. In a small village, there lived two friends, Amina and Kofi. Every evening, they walked home together. Amina always carried a lantern, while Kofi did not. One night, the road was especially dark. Amina lit her lantern, and suddenly the path became clear. She could see the stones and puddles, and she could walk safely. But Kofi, without a lantern, kept stumbling, tripping, and falling behind. Kofi sighed, "I wish I had a lantern like yours." Amina smiled and said, "This lantern is like education. It lights up the path of life. With it, I can see where I am going, avoid mistakes, and walk with confidence." Kofi understood. The next day, he decided to go to school so that he too could have a lantern to guide him through life.
Thank you, Akila. The moral of this story is, education is the light that helps us see the way forward. Without it, life's path can be full of stumbles. Akila, in this story, what was education compared to?
A lantern.
Okay, as we examine the story we just read, we can see how important it is for everyone to get an education. Here is a bit of advice for our primary schoolers. Just like a house needs strong bricks, learning letters and numbers gives you a strong brain for later. School teaches you how to share, be kind, and work with friends, not just how to read and count. That's why every child deserves to learn, no matter where they're from or what they have or don't have. Always remember to ask questions. Every why and how makes you smarter. Curiosity is like magic for your brain. Teachers, parents, and friends all help you grow. No one learns alone. Finally, believe in yourself. Every small success, like finishing a story or solving a math problem, shows you can do great things. As we conclude our lesson for today, Let's recap our main points learned about the benefits of education. Education empowers individuals. Education strengthens families. Education builds communities. And education improves the world. We'll have a small jingle and we'll be right back to answer some questions, so I hope everyone's awake and was listening.
Connecting the children of our UC region with good information and excellent mentoring. They started us early and making it easy to manage our money and make a real good living. They linking the children with excellent mentoring.
Welcome back, everyone. But before we get into the question segment, let's have one more recap about what we learned today. Education empowers individuals. Education strengthens families. Education builds communities. And education improves the world. Now let's see if our friends remember what we learned today about education. Please call us at telephone number 469-1616 or 469-1700 for a chance to win some fun prizes. All you have to do is be the first to answer one of these questions correctly. I now invite my co-host Akila to read our questions for this morning.
Question number 1. Education provides many benefits. True or false? Education provides many benefits. True or false? Question number 2. When does education start? A. At birth. B. Primary school. C. Secondary school. D. College or university. When does education start? A. At birth. B. Primary school. C. Secondary. D. College or university. Question number 3. What is the name of the person who helps you to educate you? What is the name of the person who helps to educate you? Question number 4. Can you spell the word education? Can you spell the word education? Question number 5. In our story, little Amina compared education to a. In our story, little Amina compared education to a.
Remember the numbers to call are 469-1616, 469-1700. When we get our callers, remember to collect your prizes at the Department of Education at Marion Heights. Akila, read the questions for us again, please.
Question number 1. Education provides many benefits. True or false? Question number 2. When does education start? A. At birth. B. Primary school. C. Secondary school. D. College or university. Question number 3. What is the name of the person who helps to educate you? Question number 4. Can you spell the word education? Question number 5. In our story, little Amina compared education to a.
Thank you. Okay, we have a caller. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, what's your name and what question would you like to answer?
My name is Leticia Riches. I would like to answer number 1.
Okay, read it for her, please.
Education provides many benefits. True or false?
True.
Okay, repeat your name again for me, please.
Leticia Richards.
And what school do you go to?
Huh?
And what school do you go to?
Charleston Secondary School.
Okay, thank you, Leticia.
Thank you.
Okay, so Letitia from Charleston Secondary School just called in and answered our first question. There's still 4 more questions left that Akila will read for us.
Question number 2. When does education start? A. At birth. B. Primary school. C. Secondary school. D. College or university. Question number 3. What is the name of the person who helps to educate you? Question number 4. Can you spell the word education? Question number 5. In our story, little Amina compared education to a...
Okay, remember the numbers to call at 469-1616. Okay, we have a caller. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, what's your name?
Xavier Grayson.
Hi, Xavier. Which question would you like to answer?
Number 2.
When does education start? A. At birth. B. Primary school. C. Secondary school. Or D. College or university.
At birth.
Okay, thank you to Xavier Descent. Bye, have a great day.
What school do you go to, Xavier?
Bye-bye.
I go to the Jason Library Primary School.
Okay, you can collect your prizes at the Department of Education, okay?
Yes.
All right.
Okay, so the questions left are question 3, 4, and 5.
Question number 3. What is the name of the person who helps to educate you? Question number 4. Can you spell the word education? Question number 5. In our story, little Amina compared education to a...
Okay, remember to collect your prizes at the Department of Education, Marion Heights. The number is to call 469-1616, 469-1700. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, what's your name?
My name is Keisha.
Hi, Keisha. Which question would you like to answer?
Number 4.
Can you spell the word education?
EDUCATION. Education.
Okay, Keisha. What is your last name?
Hobson.
Okay, and what school do you go to?
St. Thomas's Primary School.
Thank you for calling, Keisha. Have a great weekend. Remember to collect your prize at the Department of Education.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, so we only have 2 more questions left. Who will be the lucky callers?
Question number 3. What is the name of the person who helps to educate you? Question number 5. In our story, little Amina compared education to a...
Thank you. The winners for this morning so far have been question number 1, Miss Letitia Richards from the Charleston Secondary School. Question 2, Xavier Descent from the Joycing Library Primary School. And question 4, Keisha Hobson from the St. Thomas's Primary School. There are 2 more questions left, question 3 and 5. And the numbers to call are 469-1616, 469-1700. And remember to collect all your prizes at the Department of Education, Marion Heights. So we'll read the last 2 questions again, question number 3 and question number 5.
Question number 3. What is the name of the person who helps to educate you? Question number 5. In our story, little Amina compared education to a...
Okay, thank you. So, while we wait for people to call in, I think that everybody needs to remember education is very important and that we must learn in order to reach to wherever we want to reach. For example, Akila said she wanted to be a teacher, and that's only possible if you go to school and learn, right, Akila? Yes. Now, what's your favorite subject in school? You love all your subjects. Wow, I aim to be like you, but I have a I have a deep love for sciences and languages. But you hear that? Akila loves all her subjects, so we should all aim to love all of our subjects and do well in school, because remember, education is important. Now, there are 2 questions left, but if no one answers, we'll have to move on to our value lesson with our very lovely friend, Oliver.
Hi there, boys and girls. Welcome back to my treehouse. Today's word is flexible. Flexible means something that can bend or change easily without breaking. A rubber band is flexible because you can stretch it. Your body can be flexible if you can touch your toes. One Saturday, Mia and her friend Sam wanted to play soccer at the park. But when they got there, drip, drop, drip, it started raining. "Oh no, our game is ruined," said Sam. Mia smiled. "Not really. Let's be flexible. If we can't play outside, we can still have fun inside." So they went to Mia's house and built a blanket fort instead. They laughed, ate popcorn, and told stories with a flashlight. Sam said, "You're right. Being flexible means changing our plans without breaking the fun." Hope you enjoyed that little story. Now let's get flexible and switch back to your host.
Thank you, Oliver, for introducing our word for today. The word flexible is a very interesting word. Akila, can you please spell that word for us?
Flexible. F-L-E-X-I-B-L-E. Flexible.
Thank you, Akila. Now, based on what Oliver said, how can we describe flexible in your own words? Okay, so if I were to describe it, I would say that's like yesterday when we had a lot of rain and we had to cancel our football. Something that we could have done, or like the story said, they went and they had some fun at home and they enjoyed their spaces together. Other ways we can be flexible is like when we're at school and we realize the time is running out and we can't get our project submitted. Instead of crying and getting upset, we can simply ask our teacher, can I get just a slight extension or something? We find ways to work over a problem rather than letting it beat us down. So flexible means that we can bend, change, or adjust without breaking. Now there are some people in this world that can be flexible and we would say they don't have any backbone, but that's not true. This word doesn't only apply to physical things like rubber bands and that can stretch, or your body that can flip to cartwheel, but being flexible also depends on your mind. Your mind is flexible. When you try new things or change your plan if something doesn't work, when you share with others, try new games, or listen to your friends' ideas, you are flexible too. Now, Akila, can you ever think of a time when you had to change your plans or be flexible?
Yes. It was yesterday. I was getting ready to go to school, and I had to change my plans because it was raining a lot.
Yes, I understand that one. I was up and ready to go because I didn't want to miss school, and then I heard the notice came in and we didn't have school, and I was like, okay, so I guess we have to readjust. But in cases like that, I just went and I did some schoolwork to pass the time, and of course I enjoyed having fun on my different devices or with my little brother. So when you're flexible, you don't end up being disappointed, right? No. When things don't work out how we planned, let's all try to be flexible. We have come to the end of another ECCB Children's Connection program, and we are so happy that you all joined us today. So until we meet again, I am your host, Ajane Hodge, and
Akila Douglas.
Let's talk again soon, but until then, try to be flexible And remember to stay connected.